Your host. The film begins with a man named Jake who's heavily bruised and tied to a chair, while a masked man asks him to play the final round of a game where he's supposed to pull one of the strings out of two gift boxes placed before him. The masked man reassures him that he'll let him go if he pulls the string, and when he does, a shotgun pops up out of the box, and he sort of dies. Cut to a scenic vacation house where four friends travel to celebrate a birthday. The birthday girl is Anita, and her friends are Melissa, a rescue dog shelter owner, Matthew, and James, a rich brat whose parents own the farmhouse. They party and play games, and the group takes turns to humiliate James, which he probably deserves based on his behavior. Melissa teases James even more, but things get real when they find a stray video camera out in the garden. James wants to watch the tape in it, but Anita doesn't want to, and they get into a bad argument. Pretty soon, Matthew finds that someone is in the house, and they've knocked out both Melissa and Anita, and by the time he processes it, he's injected with a sedative. When the four friends wake up, they're chained to a wall in a dark red room, and the same masked man from earlier appears once again, introducing himself as the host. The host begins his sick game with an audience of plenty of mannequins dressed differently, and the lights blow up like it's a game show. The first game he wants everyone to play is rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and he punishes everyone based on the sign they choose. Melissa chose paper, so the host gives her a card that looks like it's made out of paper, but it's actually a blade with which he slashes her mouth. James picked scissors, so the host cut one of his fingers, and Matt chose rock, so he got slammed with a rock right on the face. Ashley picks shoot, and when everyone thinks the host is going to shoot her, the gun turns out to be a lighter, and she's spared. The games begin to get worse, and in the admit it round, James admits how he ran over a girl named Ashley, and his dad took care of everything. Melissa apparently sold a lot of her rescued pit bulls to a shady guy who runs an illegal dogfighting business, and Matthew stalks people. That's how he became friends with them, knowing everything about them beforehand. Anita says that she used to run an adult web page to pay for her mother's surgery. After that, Melissa is asked to look through a viewfinder, and she needs to recognize 3 cities that appear in it. She fails to answer correctly in the third attempt, and when she asks for another chance, the host allows it. But of course, there's a catch, and the moment she clicks the lever, a needle comes out of the device, stabbing one of her eyes. Anita is then forced to drill into Matthew's ear, and now Melissa's fate is in her friend's hands. The host introduces a massive hydraulic press with a conical punch, and when nobody trades their own lives to save Melissa, the host brings the press down, crushing and splitting her skull apart. When James starts blaming Matthew and Anita for the situation they're in, Anita admits a truth she's been hiding all along. She never had a porn page, and she paid for her mother's surgery by doing something horrible. The host's real name is Barry Miller, and he actually used to be the host of a popular game show, Wheel of Games. Anita used to be a crew member in Barry's show, and 2 of her colleagues, Rebecca and Jake, the guy from the opening scene, tell her to complain about Barry inappropriately touching her when all he did was hold her shoulders while hosting a birthday celebration for her. Anita herself didn't mind the touch, but she was in need of money, and she falsely accused Barry of sexual assault. As a result, a lawyer pays Anita off, and Barry gets canceled, and his whole life is taken away. Ironically, at the same time, a talk show host named Colin Piper, who was actually a sexual predator, got acquitted after paying off several girls to withdraw their claims. So now we know why Barry is doing this, and he shows them a video of him killing Rebecca with a chainsaw. Basically, it's a revenge spree, and Anita's friends are stuck here despite having no part in ruining his life. James offers Barry to give him his life back and reassures him that his dad can make all of his problems go away. But Barry knows even if the accusation against him is withdrawn, he won't get his old life back, neither his family nor fans. Each cut on his face signifies one person he's killed. James manages to get himself free from the shackles that were holding him to the wall. He manages to hit Barry, and for the first time, they have a real chance of survival. Anita and Matthew cheer him on, but the joy of freedom doesn't last long, and Barry uses a taser to knock James out. When he regains consciousness, James finds himself and Matthew tied to operating tables, and their stomachs have been cut open and stitched. Anita is free, and Barry tells her that the next game is for her. Both the boys have a key each inside their stomachs, and one of the keys opens the locked door. James offers Anita a lot of money and basically everything she wants, and he's more than okay when Anita is approaching Matthew with the knife. But she changes her mind and splits open James's stomach instead. He's dead, but the key doesn't open the door. Barry lets Matthew loose, and now the game becomes last man standing. Either Anita kills Matthew or vice versa, and they only have a couple of minutes to fight it out. Matthew has the knife, and he finally confesses that he loves Anita. Just when you think he's going to kill her nonetheless, he slits his own throat, making her the winner of the game, hoping she lives. And Barry releases a sleeping gas in the room, rendering Anita unconscious. When Anita wakes up, she finds the door unlocked, which gives her the opportunity to check out the backstage and the rooms Barry now uses for himself. She cleans herself and finds tons of videotapes of people who've wronged Barry, and we can imagine he killed each one of them in the format of the same game show. Just like Jake, Barry now tells Anita to pull a string to reveal the winning prize. She is reluctant, but he insists that there's no catch. They have a conversation about how Anita is the only one who can give him his life back, and how, in a way, Barry is the reason that her mom is still alive. But that's not enough for him, and he threatens her to either pick a prize or he kills her mother. She pulls a string, and it's the same cake Barry got for her when she worked for him. Barry starts singing Happy Birthday, and Anita slashes his face with the same card he used on Melissa and runs away. She even makes it out in the open, but her freedom is, once again, short-lived. Barry uses his taser once again and drags her back with him. Barry is frustrated how people like Anita can just lie and cheat people without any consequences for their actions, and smash Anita's face on the cake, and she's convinced that there's a knife inside, but when he actually does, there's nothing there. Anita is more than happy, and she actually thinks that she is going to live because she won the game. Barry asked her to clean up, and guess what? As she tries to wipe the cake off her face, her skin begins to peel. She can't even see as her eyes have gotten bloody red. Anita dies miserably, and another videotape shows Barry torturing the once-canceled talk show host, Colin Piper. And when he offers to pay Barry off, he proudly exclaims that people do not need his money. They need justice. As he's lost everything, but he's also making sure that everyone who is responsible or terrible people overall gets what he thinks they deserve.